up, Mutant Nation? This is IFBB Pro Emily Azzarello. We are 11 and a half weeks out from the Olympia. I qualified for the Olympia in April and I joined the Mutant team last month. So this is very exciting for me. It's a wild year. It totally does not feel real. I was one of the very first Canadians to turn pro in wellness, and now I'm the second Canadian ever and currently the only Canadian qualified for Wellness Olympia. You know, I grew up playing so many competitive sports, but you know, around 20, you kind of give up those hobbies and you need to find something new. Being in the gym and just having that competitive nature, someone brought the idea to me and I was just like, let's give it a try. Let's just see what it's about. And I did my first show. It was completely terrible, but I loved the process of it and just how mentally strong I became after knowing what I could accomplish. I just wanted to do it again and redeem myself. And that's how I met my coach, who's now my husband. I did Bikini for forever, it felt like. And I always did very, very well. I placed top 3 in everything. Top 3 at every nationals, top 3 at North Americans, top 3 at the Amateur Olympia. I did very well, but my legs always held me back. The second I walked on stage or turned around and they saw the glutes, they were too full, too big every show, and I actually stopped training legs for 2 years. Finally, I felt really depressed at my last Bikini show. I had a lot of people influence me and tell me, hey, you need to do wellness. I had literally hundreds of DMs from judges, coaches, fans, like everyone was telling me to make the switch. My suit sponsor, after my Bikini show at Nationals, she had my wellness suit there ready to go. She was like, you are done with it, like no more. And I sat on the idea for months and months and months. And I was really scared because I was so close to making that first place finish, that overall, that pro card in Bikini. I thought I would fail if I switched. I thought I'd have to start all over again, and just the unknown really scared me. But it was a great switch. I was one of the first to turn pro in wellness. I'm now the only Canadian qualified for the Wellness Olympia and the second Canadian to ever go for wellness. So I'm super excited and I can't wait. So every time I went into a prep and came out of a prep, it challenged me more and more each time to know, or to figure out more so, what new level I had to bring myself to. Mentally and physically, you know, I'm always thinking of new ways to make things harder. What else can I add in? What else can I do more of that'll bring me to that next level? So even going into the Olympia, it's everything and anything I can do, from stretching at night, stretching in the morning, doing all sorts of recovery work, you know, making sure every workout is treated like my last workout, and everything in between, just really leaving no stone unturned. So we are having, this is a pretty typical pre-workout meal for me. It's our grindstone blend cream of rice. I'm having 50 grams of cream of rice, 1 scoop of the ISO Surge chocolate peanut butter, and 50 grams of blueberries. I also add in, some people might think it's weird, but every meal, 3, 4, 5, I do 5 cranks of pink Himalayan salt. And I count them, and every meal I try to add the same amount of salt to each meal. Might be weird, but that's just what I do. My fats are normally pretty moderate or low. I don't have a lot of fats as pre-workout, so I'm having my cream of rice meal. It's pretty typical, easy to digest, it sits nice and light, so it's pretty much the perfect pre-workout meal in my opinion. It doesn't change in prep or the off season. I keep it the same, I love it, and it tastes good. So I'm gonna enjoy my meal now, make my drinks, and then I'm gonna take you guys through an upper body / glute workout, of course. So it is pre-workout time. Woo! Crack the lid. We're gonna get a little crazy today. We're gonna do 1 scoop of Madness lemonade, my favorite. You can say this however you want. Mind freak, whatever you want. The mental focus. The added nootropics in it, I really love that about it. Madness, I've actually taken Madness for a long time, like years. So I do like the energy that the Madness gives me, for sure. And the taste of it too, it doesn't taste like that weird, like artificial taste. It tastes really good. We're just gonna quickly put together the rest of our intra drink. In here right now, I have about 20 grams of carbs, glutamine already, my 5 cranks of Himalayan pink salt. We're gonna add in the Korea Kong, 1 scoop, if I can find the scoop. There's actually a lot of studies and a lot of benefits for creatine, but obviously, like for us, obviously like a muscle building block, helps with muscular fullness. So some people cut it out, but I actually take this like literally right up until show day. And actually on show day too. That's a secret. And then we're gonna do 1 scoop of our Gear EAAs. We are gonna be doing the Rocket Pop flavor. This is actually my go-to flavor. I drink this concoction during my workout. Obviously the added carbs, you know, endurance, helps fight muscle fatigue. That's like the biggest thing for me, helps with recovery, just helps keep you going and making the most of your workouts. The first half of our workout is gonna be glutes, and then we're gonna move into the boring stuff, so laterals, some shoulder press, you know, 1 set of bicep curl, the boring stuff after. So we are gonna be starting with abductions. For me, some of the feedback I received, actually the only feedback I received, was that my glutes just need a bit more depth. They just need to be a little bit more bigger for Olympia. Yesterday was my hard leg day of the week. We did quads and hamstrings. So today we are gonna be focusing just on the glutes. So my glutes are okay. They're not beaten up like my hamstrings or quads. So that's why we're gonna go full force just on the glutes. So when I do this exercise, there's so many variations you can do. I like to almost tilt my pelvis in, so we're not arching our back and sticking our back or bum out. We're actually tilting our pelvic in, and we're focusing on pushing through our knees, not our feet. When I do this exercise, I should actually be able to pretty much almost lift my feet off because there's no weight in them. You want everything to be through your knees, hitting that nice outer glutes. Right now I'm doing a very common exercise, a very common movement, the glute cable kickback, which is a staple for a lot of women, but it is performed wrong, I see a majority of the time. So how I do them is you want to go a little bit lighter. For me, I'm doing about 40 pounds, which to me is lighter. It might seem super light or very heavy to most, but to me it's lighter. I'm actually gonna go 40 degrees out. So I'm not coming straight back. I'm actually coming 40 degrees out. And I'm gonna hold it for a quick little second, drop it back down, controlling it down, not letting the weight hit, just letting it hover, bringing it back up, holding for a second, and then controlling it back down. That's really gonna target the outer glute. I see a lot of girls going back this way, but their back is getting involved, their hamstring is getting involved. It's really not targeting their glute correctly. So this to me is the most beneficial way to really get that booty. Whew. I'm already tired. I'm only doing 2 working sets, so 2 sets of 15 per leg. Again, it may not seem like much, but when you do it correctly and you focus on the squeeze at the top, you control it all the way through. That 15, those last 5 reps feel next to impossible, especially for such a simple movement. I like this exercise done this way, and I feel it the most, especially on my outer glutes, because that nice roundness is what I need. So this machine is a hyperextension, right? So let me just dust this machine off because no one ever uses it. This is the weighted hyper extension machine. I'm gonna show you how I do it, how to properly engage like your glutes, and this is really good for your glute hamstring tie-in, which it can never be sharp enough, so we just keep working on it. So with this machine, you almost wanna like curl your back, curl your chin in, and as you come up, you're pushing your lower quad in to the pad. Squeeze, you don't want to come all the way up, but just enough to feel your hamstrings engage. So I literally just had a massage this morning in my glutes. Like, I just feel everything just like exploding in there right now. Like every fiber is just like pumped. It's so crazy. And that's something I'm huge on, and especially in prep. You know, I have a weekly massage every Wednesday, sometimes twice a week. It is so important, especially like the leaner I get, I feel like the tighter everything gets. So I like to stay on top of that with daily stretching and just getting a massage once a week. That way everything's in check, our workouts are good, we're not gonna get injured, everything just runs smooth. That way we can torture ourselves. So we just did 2 sets of this. Again, like 2 sets, but make every rep count and give it your all every set. Quality over quantity always, especially when you're in the gym. You don't need to be here for hours. My ass actually feels like raw, like butchered. Time to take the shoes off. That's what we do for hip thrusts. I like my feet nice and flat when I do them. So a lot of people, when they do hip thrusts, they push through their heels, which I mean, I guess is okay. When you push through your whole foot, it's gonna automatically just push your glute up, and you don't even have to squeeze your bum. It's automatically gonna engage and squeeze itself. So you're getting more of a benefit with flat feet, pushing through your whole foot. This is my favorite hip thrust machine by far. My favorite part, it reminds me of Wonderland, and I always feel like I'm getting into a roller coaster, because I can't go to Wonderland anymore because Aaron doesn't fit in them. So again, our feet are gonna be straight, feet are nice and flat. We're gonna push the weight through our whole foot, and it's automatically gonna engage our glutes. Also, when you do this, a quick little pause at the top. This is where we wanna hang out. When you come down, your depth actually doesn't matter. Everything that matters is up here. You see that? The owner of that probably has no glute gains. Just saying. Because when you're in the gym, doesn't matter what you look like. Oh, fuck it. 1. Oh my God. My bum. We're done, right?
Oh, we're done.
We're done. I did my 1 set of 15, and then I just did my triple drop set of 10 reps. I prefer a drop set for hip thrust. You feel it way, I feel like I feel it way more. The intensity of my glutes, it's just like this constant burn that just builds. So, but having a buddy with you to take them off and strip it off makes it way better. If you don't have that, I recommend doing another heavy set and then doing something called a back off set. So you'll drop the weight a little bit and then you'll bust out like a high volume amount of reps. And when I say high volume, I mean like 20 to like 30 reps, like very high volume, lightweight. So for me, I would have dropped it back down to 2 plates aside and just busted out probably about 25 good ones, and would have aimed for another 5. A little bit of shoulders now. I only train upper body like 1.5 times a week. It's not something you really need for wellness. Wellness is still a very bikini upper body, just like a little bit of roundness in the delts, but you're just gonna do that to maintain, especially in prep, just to keep that nice hardness and fullness. We still train it, but not with the goal to break it down or build it up. My biggest struggle, literally in every prep, and I swear to God, I'm like part cactus or something, is like drinking water. Like everyone has like their thing, like whether if it's doing their cardio, getting up early. For me, it's like, it's drinking freaking water. Like I struggle with it so much. What I started doing was like just keeping 500 mils on me like at all times, and I can just drink it, then like chuck it out. So that's been helping, but that is by far my biggest struggle. So now we're moving on to laterals. So I do about 4 sets of them, you know, and it's just to make that nice roundness in my shoulders. That's something they still want, just as they do in bikini. You know, we don't want these big boulders, but we do want to maintain that nice roundness. So laterals, machine laterals, I love them. so hungry. I'm always so hungry though. Like, it doesn't really feel like prep yet. Like, you know, and I don't think it really should feel like prep, especially at 11 weeks out. Like, it shouldn't be like a grind. It shouldn't be a struggle. You know, like the last 5-4 weeks, it becomes a struggle, but I almost like look forward to that though, because then it's like I know that my body is lean, we're getting there, things are improving, you know, like, because you shouldn't feel good at low body fat. You know, if you do feel good at like 5-4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, I'd be a little concerned for you. But right now, like, food is still good, cardio is still very low. You know, I'm dropping about a pound a week, just over a pound a week. So I probably have about 9 more pounds to lose in 11 weeks, which is more than enough time. Workout's done, we survived, we made it. I'm gonna eat my post-workout meal now. I got some green beans, I got 150 grams of white rice, and I got 4 ounces of the best flank steak from Prep Shop. They've really saved my day, and this is my favorite meal. Again, I got my pink salt. Kind of weird about my salt. I do exactly 5 cranks of pink salt every meal, every drink. I try to be as consistent with it as possible. And now we're gonna eat this, go home, relax, and wait for the next workout. All right, guys, so make sure to like and subscribe to the Mutant Nation channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.